Okay. Hi, my name is Steve Matthews, and right now I'm in Port-au-Prince, Haiti. Behind me is the city of Port-au-Prince. We're up on a hill here in Pétionville, which is a house that we have rented, actually leased for the next year to help house World Vision staff who have come here to respond to the earthquake. The reason I'm on camera right now is, I don't know, I thought it would be appropriate and interesting to just sort of talk about the last 4 weeks, considering that it's almost exactly 4 weeks ago at this moment that this city was hit by an earthquake, a huge earthquake. It was a 7.1. So let me just ramble and I'll tell a little bit about the story from one person's perspective who came down here with the task of helping. First of all, I should let you know that I've been working for World Vision for 12 years now, and this is the 33rd emergency that I've responded to in that time. And I think it's possibly my last, although I've been saying that for a long time. But I've been on the Global Rapid Response Team for 10 years now, and I think I'm getting to the point where I just can't do this anymore. And today being case in point, because it's really weird to be saying this on camera, but I think today I was really confused, and it just sort of all came at me at one particular moment. It was like my head was going to explode because there's just so much going on. And I can't even talk about that right now. But what I can talk about is what's happened here in the last 4 weeks. And it goes way beyond myself. I was home in Canada when this all happened. It's right now 4:26 in the afternoon. I think it happened around 4:47 in the afternoon here. I'm in the same time zone in Canada. They had a 7.1 earthquake, and I happened to be walking just because I'd been in the house all day and I needed to get out, and I was going to walk somewhere to get something to eat because I was home alone. The first alert came on my BlackBerry, and it said 7.1 earthquake in Port-au-Prince, Haiti. And I at first discounted it, thinking that Haiti doesn't get earthquakes. Well, they don't very often, but apparently they've had fault lines here for a long, long time and other earthquakes, and this one sort of woke up and smacked the city real hard. What's happened in the last 4 weeks is they figure that somewhere around 150,000 to 200,000 people died in these areas back here. You can't see it so well because we're pulled out here on it, but Pétionville is over here. I can see the hillside with damaged houses. I can see other broken things down here. There's a lot of things that did survive, but there's also a lot that did not. Right now, there are literally hundreds of thousands of people, millions of people who are displaced, who don't have homes anymore. Some of them have stayed here in the city. The parks, the schoolyards, any little piece of open space is filled with people who are camped out underneath tarps, awaiting aid. Many people lost family members, jobs, their homes. So much loss here, so much grieving. But the good part is the world reached out to this. World Vision got incredibly fortunate. We got down here. We've been here for a long time, and we managed to raise a lot of money. I think it's over $70 million right now, and that should put a substantial dent in some of the programming that's going on here right now. But I guess I'm just talking about the details, right? Whereas what I'm trying to do is talk about the impact and what it looked like, just for the record. Okay, so I came down here as quickly as possible because that's my job. I ended up coming in at about the same time as Dave Toyson, the president of World Vision Canada, and Laura Blank from World Vision US and James Addis, as well as a USA Today reporter. There were all kinds of reporters descending upon Port-au-Prince at that time on, well, that was January 14th that we actually came in. We took a chopper in from Santo Domingo and immediately went to the field being the city of Port-au-Prince. I didn't pack a lot of clothes for this one because I've been called off to earthquakes and hurricanes before and didn't stay very long. But now I've been here exactly 4 weeks. And there's reason to stay here a lot longer, and it's going to take 5 to 10 years, maybe 15 years to bring the city back to life, give it something of a sense of normalcy. We hit the field immediately when we got here, and I guess the point where I really started to figure out what was going on, how big it was, when we went to a hospital down near the Royal Palace, and that was where we saw the first sign of a lot of bodies. There were bodies all over the place. Bodies in the streets, bodies being piled up at the morgue, bodies being piled up on corners, bodies everywhere. And as we went into the hospital, the state hospital, it was like end of the world. What happened here, I can't believe my eyes, because all of the patients in the hospital had been moved out of their rooms because the hospital had been heavily damaged. And on top of that burden were hundreds of people who were seeking medical attention, and some of them who actually died by the time they got there, and their bodies were being piled up in the parking lot and behind the hospital. And there were children, sometimes 3 or 4 in a bed, some sitting on pieces of cardboard. Barely a space left in the hospital yard, in the parking lot, and in the courtyard next to it, that there wasn't a human who wasn't in some sort of horrible condition, especially the kids. That's the part I remember, because I was videotaping some of the kids along with some of the World Vision personnel, trying to get the message out about what had happened here, and I just couldn't believe these kids looking into their eyes. They didn't know what had happened to them. They were injured. They were in terrible condition. There weren't enough doctors there. The next 4 weeks seems like somewhat of a blur. Airplanes, programs, expats, the usual trouble with the national office, where they're completely overwhelmed, not only with the disaster and how it affected their people, some of them who lost their homes and family members, but also this influx of foreigners coming into their country to help them. It happens every single time. I don't know what we can do about it, but it just adds to the burden. So how do we put this succinctly, now that we're coming up here to exactly 4 weeks? What has happened? Well, the media came and the media went. There's still a little bit of media here, and there will be sporadically. It seems like the tsunami in some ways. At first, this huge influx of interest. The media window was open much longer than we expected. Again, coming in, I figured it happened on a Tuesday. If the media stayed with it till Friday, that would have been a pretty good go. But the media ended up staying for at least 2 weeks, and they were from all over the world. CNN had 6 crews here, the BBC was here, all kinds of media from all over the world. Everybody was doing media interviews. I did lots of them myself, so many that I don't even remember who I was talking to. I know I did some in Australia and New Zealand, because I ended up doing those on Skype and on camera, some with Canadians, some with reporters in the field. And all they wanted was someone to describe what was going on, and it was hellish. Anyway, I'm not doing a very good job of this right now. I'm not very good at talking on the camera. I'm better on the other side of it. So I'm going to take a break for a second.